Bend over backwards, an idiom used as early as 920 BC, when it was used to describe the backward bending movement in gymnastics. The word bend over backwards literally means to bend over backwards and was used at the time to compare athletic backward bending with the effort it took to make sure things went according to plan.
Well, you and me, we have to bend over backwards to get a woman to, well, bend over backwards.
Ever since I got here, all I've done is try to make Chuck happy. Bend over backwards to please Chuck.
A person bends over backwards in an effort to bend over backwards, which means that the person treats others very respectfully, takes things very seriously, never muddles through, and does things to the best of his or her ability. Therefore, the idiom first dates back to the American society in the 1920s, and is often used to mean to bend over backwards and do one's best. It is worth nothing that this proverb was often used in negative contexts in its later development, indicating that one did one's best to help others, but did not receive benefits of praise. 鞠躬尽瘁 is an idiom in Chinese that comes from the ancient Zhang Shu, which is from the Three Kingdoms, Shu Zhuge Liang's post-Shifu form. I will do my best and die before I do. This idiom means to be respectful and cautious, and to contribute one's heart and soul without strain or illness. Bowing as a form of salutation first originated in China, meaning to bend over and salute. In the Shang Dynasty, there was a ritual of bowing, in which the sacrifices were made of pigs, cows, sheep, etc., which were bent and rolled into a round bowl shape and placed at the sacrificial place to express the respect and devotion of the sacrificer. This custom is gradually invoked in real life to express one's reverence for people of high status or elders. The phrase bowing and scraping is used by Zhuge Liang in the post-Shifu table, which means to be loyal and careful throughout his life and to contribute all his strength to the country until he dies. Zhuge Liang led the northern expedition and wrote this piece to Liu Shan, the later lord of Shu, to express his great dedication to the great cause of the unification of the Central Plains. This lord slogan has become a reflection of Zhuge Liang's life and a unique cultural imprint of Zhuge Liang. This phrase vividly illustrates Zhuge Liang's lifelong image of loyalty and his errand-born vow. In subsequent applications, it is used to express the determination to achieve the goal and the courage to win or lose. Take a bow and devote all. If the proverb bend over backwards had been introduced to China in the 10th century, the people would have understood its meaning. In the 3rd century, during the Three Kingdoms period, the phrase bending over backwards was already in circulation, but it was the opposite of the action described in the proverb. Records of gymnastics have long existed in China, and some of the movements in the Western Han painting, getting finger unearthed in the Han tomb at Ma Wang Zui, are associated with bending backward. It is also seen in the dance of the dancers. As a result, this proverb, when interpreted, may be understood by the Chinese people now as desperately practicing to achieve their goals, with more positive connotations and less negative meanings. The difficulty in understanding the bowing down that was introduced to the Roman Empire in the 3rd century is the difference between the Chinese and Western salutations. In the Roman Empire, the salute was similar to the Roman salute, in which the person who was saluted would bow with his palms down, fingers together, and his right arm fully extended forward, or raise his arm up at an angle. In those days, the Roman emperor allowed the highest-ranking nobleman to kiss his lips, while the common people could only kiss the back of his feet. Thus, it is clear that bowing was not a common form of salute in the Roman Empire, but the concept of honor was as strictly hierarchical as in ancient China. It might thus be interpreted as complete submission of full devotion to the point of bending the back. The meaning is similar, but with less reverence and discretion. Through this analysis, we can find the pattern of linguistic changes in China and the West. In the comparison of social governance between China and the West, we can see that in the West, law takes the center stage, followed by ethics, which makes human rights and freedom more important, while in ancient China, ritual takes the center stage, followed by law, so that ritual is especially important in China. Thus, the semantic evolution of bend over backwards takes into account the degree of difficulty and physical comfort, while the circulation of the Chinese idiom bow over backwards is based on the etiquette culture of traditional society. The charm of linguistic and cultural intermingling lies in the fact that two diametrically opposed actions, which have been passed down for millennia, can be interchanged to convey similar meanings together.